Here's another really cool one I wanted to drive. Never had a chance to do it. Look, I even put the ice chest, the canoe or the kayak, and the bike on top, but I don't see myself having time to drive it. I'm gonna take all this stuff off in case we do another crawler review. If you guys don't know what this one is, this is the LC80, the FMS LC80. Great truck, such a cool truck. Guys, we just talked about how I wanted to drive this car and I never have time, and then we got another one. What is up, guys? My name is Mark Sedria. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the RC vlog. Guys, we have a new one by FMS today. I have one very similar to it that I had on a vlog recently. I showed you the clip in the intro. However, this one's not the same. This one's actually very different, and for a very, very good reason. Oh man. Boom, guys. This is the FMS Toyota Land Cruiser LC80. Now, the reason why this one's different is this one is brushless. That's right, guys. FMS is now releasing brushless systems in their crawlers. Let's take a quick look at these box panels. On the front, it has the beautiful blue colorway FCX10P brushless version. The P is for Pro. It has headlights and lights on top, and if it's anything like the other LC80, they're magnetic lights, so you don't have to worry about the wires, which is cool. On the top, it shows a picture of it in an off-road setting. A little bit of dirt on tires, looks pretty solid. I love the blue colorway. Very vintage looking. Not like a really bright blue, almost like a navy blue LC80 Land Cruiser. On the other side, it talks about some of the features. I won't go through all these, but it is a Toyota licensed body, detailed interior, rich lighting effects. There it is, magnetic light control. Quick release body structure. It doesn't say body structure, but quick release body, that's what it is. I remember, it's actually pretty good. And then independent brushless ESC. That makes me so happy because that means I can bind it to another one of my remotes. Probably the DX6 rugged, perfect crawling remote. It does have 2-speed, high-speed, and low-speed, and the chassis is the FCX10 platform. I said it was P for Pro, it actually P for Performance. Oh, that's what it was called, Toyota LC80 Pro. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Come on, guys. There, see, it says Pro on the side. On the other side, it talks about the Toyota LC80 Land Cruiser. It gives you a little story about it. I won't read all that, but I'll show you guys. And it's got a cool back profile of the truck. Has a nice roof rack, which I'm glad I took all those cool scale accessories off my other roof rack. We're gonna be able to put roof rack accessories right when we open it up. Has a little ladder on the back. It shows a picture of the front and the rear of the car. On the side, it just says FMS Toyota LC80 Land Cruiser FCX10P brushless version. And then on the other side, it says LC80 Land Cruiser with a side profile. Oh my God, guys. I'm so excited to drive this thing. The other LC80 was fun. Now it's brushless, and I believe it's an Outrunner motor, which is gonna make it even more fun. It's gonna make that cool brushless Outrunner noise. Outrunner, right? I said outboard once, you guys freaking roasted me. But let's take this thing out of the box. You wanna hear something crazy, guys? This is actually, out of all the cars I've ever reviewed, all the crawlers, scale trucks I've ever reviewed, this is the first brushless one. Actually, the Traxxas Raptor 4x4, the /4x4, the extended one, that doesn't really count as a scale truck, even though it is kind of scale. But this is the first brushless crawler that I've ever unboxed. I have a brushless crawler. I put the brush system in one of my other crawlers, but never as an RTR. It's game changing, guys. Hopefully, this starts a trend and all the other manufacturers will start releasing brushless crawlers. Golly, that blue looks so good. That is what I would picture an old Land Cruiser to look like, with that kind of old vintage looking color. It's not really a vintage color, but you don't really, I guess you do still kind of see some cars with this kind of navy blue paint scheme, but it looks so freaking good. Dang, the servo in this thing looks legit. First off, it says 6 volts to 8.4, 8.6 volts. 4.8 to 6 volts, my bad. I thought it was a high voltage servo. I was like, I've never seen a high voltage RTR servo. Not a high voltage servo. But you don't need it because it doesn't run high voltage. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put, I don't know, should we drive this thing? We'll drive it with the stock remote first. Oh yeah, guys, look at that. Oh, it looks so freaking good. Oh my goodness. I am so excited. Okay, in regards to what it comes with the remote. Now, this remote has like 9,000 channels on this thing. No, it literally has like 6 channels. Actually, no, more than that. Look at that. We got channel 9 and 10. It's got a whole bunch of channels on, needless to say. I actually already opened the manual to try to figure out what each channel does. There's all different types of functions on this thing. It's gonna take me a little bit of time to test everything out, but we will do that. Yeah, this channel right here, switching from rear-wheel drive, four-wheel drive to front-wheel drive. I don't remember if the other one had that. I've never used that. I'm not used to that, but yeah, not sure. Anyways, it also comes with the bumper, the front bumper. I am gonna put this on because I do think it looks a lot better with the front bumper. You probably don't wanna put this on if you're gonna do hardcore crawling, but for me, I'm more of a trail guy that will hit some rocks, but I want it to look more scale than anything. The little lenses, some tools, your little hat for your guy inside. I'm not gonna do that because you gotta take the interior out. Not a big fan of that. And then also some license plates. Now these license plates are cool. However, the Texas one has a 666 on there. I don't know if I can sport that. We might have to do some Japanese license plate or something like that, but it comes with 2 sets, really nice. And then some stickers. All right, let's take this body off. To take the body off, I'm gonna show you guys the bottom side of it. There's these little knobs. You just turn these little knobs right here, and then you can take the body off. Actually, I might have accidentally did it already. The back. Might need 2 ends for the back, because the back doesn't just come right off. The front pops off. The back you gotta kind of turn and then pull. But easy enough. Look at this. Look at this motor. Outrunner motor. Very cool. Your receiver sits inside the battery tray, which is interesting, but this battery tray is super long. I don't think it's a problem. There's your magnets for your lights. As soon as the magnets touch there, your lights are connected. Super cool, but there are channels galore. You can see the receiver has all different types of servos plugged in there. Yeah, this is gonna have a crap ton of features. Here is your ESC, 6-volt BEC, a little on button. Very, very nice. You can see on the bottom there, chassis rails. What is that, brass? Are those brass covers? I think those are brass covers on there, adding some weight to the axles, which is exactly where you want it. Very, very nice. I'm super impressed. Okay, let's get this thing ready to run. I gotta put some scale stuff on it, get it ready to crawl around, and we're gonna go drive this thing. All right, guys, I have this thing all hooked up. I put the beautiful front bumper on. Now, one thing that's weird, I will point this out. These screws for this little lens right here, I don't know if they put the wrong ones in there or not, but I have to actually glue them in there. You can see the glue kind of leaked around. Dang it, I mean, you can't really tell, but you know, it happened. Anyways, yeah, the front bumper's on. I did put the scale accessories up top. There's the MSM Summer Camp Ice Chest 2023, the bike, and then I have a canoe up top. Everything just looks absolutely amazing, but I wanted to show you guys the switches on this remote. There are like switches galore. First off, the servo, that is a crazy fast servo for a crawler. Like, that's the first thing I noticed whenever I turn the car on, I wiggle the wheels to see if it's on. Crazy fast servo. You can see the turn signal is actually working here. Super cool. Okay, so the switches, there's channels galore. The first switch is gonna be channel 4, which is your 2-speed. That's high speed. Hit it again. That's low speed. And then this one's cool. This is your front wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, and rear wheel drive switch is channel 6. So if you push it to the back, it's just rear wheel drive. If you push it to the front, just front wheel drive. And then if you keep it in the middle, 4-wheel drive. Super cool. This little toggle right here are your lights. And then these two, and then these two switches up here, they light up, see? That locks your front diff, and then channel 8 locks your rear diff. But what's cool is they're lit up, so you can tell if your diffs are locked or not. You don't actually have to pick it up and lean it over to a side, but it's very easy to tell. You can turn it off, the diff lockers. If you ever get to a situation where you feel like your diffs aren't unlocking, just kind of blip it in reverse a little bit, go in reverse just for a little bit, and usually they're kind of just, sometimes the grease piles up and it's kind of stuck in that gear. But as soon as you give it a little bit of reverse, it will disengage. So now everything's disengaged. But guys, this remote, I just hit the channel 3 button, doesn't do anything, but there's a light on it, which is kind of cool. There's a light on channel 4 too, super cool. Yeah, guys, channels galore, functions galore, super scale looking, brushless. Wait till you see the low speed control on this thing. We're about to go drive it, but I wanted to show you everything in the garage where you can see all the lights light up on the remote because it's insane, guys. Guys, I actually looked for flaws in this thing. This truck is really, really good. First off, let's start with the scale look. Obviously, it looks amazing. FMS is always killing it when it comes to scale looks. Now, because it's such a scale truck, it's probably not going to perform as well on the rocks. However, it performed really well on the rocks. The only caveat being the bumper, the exit angle is a little low. It looks like there's a hitch, so it got hung up on rocks every once in a while. It wasn't too bad. I could definitely power through it, but how well it looks and how well it performs really doesn't make sense. It's really, really good. Now, when I first put it down, I felt like the suspension was stiff, but before I judged it, I wanted to actually take it on the rocks. It crawls really, really well. Even with everything on top, the interior, it's a little heavy on top, but it still crawled really well. Now, I'm gonna say something that's gonna be really bold, and it might trigger some of you guys, but this might be the best electronics package I've ever seen in an RTR crawler. An RTR crawler. There aren't very many brushless ones, if any. This might be the only one, but the low speed control is insane. It's really good. It's definitely faster than you can walk, so the high speed is good enough. I have no complaints on the electronics in this thing. The servo was really good. The remote has freaking 10 channels. I mean, that's a lot of channels. Now, because it has 10 channels, it kind of limits the amount of aftermarket remotes you can get, but you really don't need an aftermarket remote. This does everything you need. And you can touch the steering wheel with your thumb while holding it. The ergonomics of this remote is actually not bad at all. Being able to turn the lights on and off with the remote, I know that's not like a crazy big deal, like a lot of cars can do that, but it's still really cool to have that functionality on an RTR vehicle. Maybe the only thing I would change, and this is more of a preference thing, are the tires. I would put some really cool bead locks on it, maybe some better tires, maybe some Proline Hyraxes or some trenchers. That'd be kind of cool. But out of the box, it performs awesome. It does not look like an RTR to me. It looks like someone had put a lot of time in building a nice scale vehicle and making sure it could perform well as look good, and it does it. When I was peeling out in rear-wheel drive, some dirt got inside the cab, like inside the interior. I was like, crap, I'm gonna have to figure out how to get that out. I might have to take the interior out. That was gonna be a complaint of mine. However, it looks like it all came out already. So apparently if you just tilt it, all the dirt will just roll right off. So there's no dirt on the interior. If you're gonna drive it through water or rivers or something like that, there might be some water that gets inside the cab. But typically when you do that, it's kind of quick. It's not like you're gonna go capsizing your car. I guess some guys do that. All in all, guys, 2 thumbs up. I'm really excited to see what FMS does with some of their other crawlers, if they're gonna release more crawlers with brushless systems, because this brushless system in here, it's good.